Welcome to Stellar Threads. I'm Madison, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Lazy Sunday Bandana, one of my most popular patterns. But first things first, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and ring the notification bell so that you never miss a tutorial. Okay, let's just get right to it. We only really need four things. We need about 100 grams of weight 4 acrylic yarn. I'm using Big Twist. I believe this color is khaki. I'm going to use my 5mm hook. This is Clover Soft Touch. Use whatever brand you'd like though. A pair of scissors and a tapestry needle. All right, so first things first, we're going to make a magic circle. If you've never made one before, probably going to need to rewatch this part once or twice. I'd recommend watching a dedicated tutorial. I have a quick one on my Reels page in the guides section on my Instagram, which is @StellarThreads by Madison. But otherwise, you can just rewatch this part a few times if you need to. So 2 fingers. I have like 3 inches of yarn right here, and I'm going to hold it with my thumb. And then I'm going to wrap it around and make an X facing me. And then I twist. And I have these 2 lanes right here. And then I'm going to go underneath with my hook facing down. And then I'm going to pull and twist this piece. And it's all kind of one fluid motion. Also, I'm using my ring finger to hold this piece of yarn down. And that's going to be important in a second. So just kind of like a loose grip on it. So I'm going to pull and twist. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom. Keep holding everything in its place. Don't let go of anything. We're going to come up underneath this part. So you see I'm rolling it with my ring finger. And then I just kind of like roll it over. And then I slip stitch. And that's my magic circle. So this chain 1 counts as the first chain. So I'm going to do 2 more for a total of 3. And this chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and it'll count as a double crochet for the entirety of the pattern. So now that I have those, I'm going to yarn over, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, and this is going to form like the uppermost point of the bandana, so just keep that in mind. And then I'll double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and I'm trying to match what's on the other side. So instead of chaining 1 this time, I am just going to double crochet again. And of course, make sure that you fasten off. As in, like, close this, don't cut anything. Okay, row 2, we're gonna chain 3, counts as a double crochet, like I mentioned, turn your work. And then we're actually going to double crochet into the top of this stitch. And then we're gonna chain 1, and we're gonna skip this stitch, and then we'll go into the chain space. Right there, and double crochet, and then we'll chain 1 once more, and then now we're back at the top. This part's a little different, so just pay attention. We're gonna double crochet, and then we're gonna chain 1, and then we're gonna double crochet into the top again. And then after that we can chain 2. And now we're starting down the other side. So we're going to do the same thing, yarn over, double crochet, chain 1, and then double crochet again into that same space. So it's like 2 V stitches, if you're familiar with that, going into the uppermost chain spaces. Okay, and then chain 1, and then we're going to go into the chain space again, double crochet, chain 1, and then into the top of this chain 3, which I know can be kind of confusing to find. because this is the back of the stitch. So this little piece right there is the back bump of the third chain from the beginning. So we're gonna double crochet into that, and you just kind of go through it. And now we got this nice little spot, and then we're gonna double crochet again. So 2 double crochet into that very last stitch. And then I always like to just do a little check. We want to make sure that we're all even. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this left hand side, 5 stitches, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the right hand side. So that's great, we're on track. All right, row 3 is the repeat row. So we're gonna chain 3, turn our work, same thing, double crochet into the top of the previous stitch, the last stitch from the previous row, chain 1, into the chain space, double crochet, skipping a stitch. I know I didn't say that, apologies, I hope you realized. We're skipping this double crochet and going into the chain space with another double crochet, chain 1, skipping a stitch, and then in between these two, we're gonna double crochet again. And now we're back at that top. So we're gonna do the same thing. So there's always gonna be 4 stitches, 4 double crochets in this top chain space that forms the peak. So chain 1, double crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 1, double crochet again. And now I think of these in sides. So like there's this side and the other side. And then, so now we're done with that side. So now we're at the top, chain 2. We just want to do the same exact thing going down this side. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and then into this space, we double crochet, chain 1, skipping a stitch into the chain space, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the chain space, chain 1, and then we're back and we're going into that back bump, which is right here. So I'm going to do 2. And we just finished our first 3 rows. Congratulations. Very exciting. Okay, I was editing this video. You can tell time has passed because my nails are different. And I realized there's some information that will be helpful to you because the pattern is written with instructions up to this 3rd row. And then after that, we are just keeping track of the amount of stitches and chain spaces so we can check in and make sure that we are on track. And I'm going to show you how to count them so you can do it yourself. So like I mentioned, counting the stitches, chain 3 at the beginning counts as a double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stitches on this right side. So I should have 14 total because it should be repeated the same amount down the left side. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Perfect. Now to count the chain spaces, you might need to really like get in there and pull it apart. Totally fine. Let's count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget this one, 5. This top one is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 14 stitches and 11 chain spaces, and you can count that for every row. I'm gonna put the amount of each in some text at the top, so it should help you keep track of that. So we're always putting the double crochets into the chain space. They never go on top of the other double crochets. And every time we chain one, aside from when we're at this apex, I guess, of the bandana, when we chain one, we are also skipping the next double crochet and going directly into the chain space. I hope that clears any confusion up. I know I forgot to mention it in a previous bandana video, so I don't want anybody to be confused. And again, we can count this to make sure we're still on track. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Awesome. Last row was 14. It should be going up by 4 every round. Let's do the same thing with the spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We had 11 last time, that's another 4. Awesome, we are right on track. Actually, I said I'd meet up with you when we were doing the straps, but I'm at the top of row 13, and real quick, I usually do this peak with just a 1 double crochet, chain 2, and then 1 more double crochet, because I've just found that it gives it a little bit of a better point. So I just wanted to let you know. Okay, now I'm really going to catch up with you at the end of this when we're starting the straps. All right, this is the last stitch of row 13, and I am just going to continue on from here and chain 50. And if this part if it's like difficult for you, just make sure that you're holding your tension or adjusting it with this finger. It should keep things from getting too loose. I forget what number I was on. I think I was on like 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. We're just gonna go with it, you know? I'm not too worried about it. Okay, and then actually chain 1 more so you have 51. And then I'm just going to start in the 2nd chain from the hook, and I'm gonna single crochet. You could slip stitch if you prefer, but the way I wrote the pattern calls for a single crochet. And then we're just gonna do that all the way until we get to the base of the project. All right, so we made it to the end, and now we're working across the bottom. So our double crochets are going to be sideways, and all we're going to do is, work around them. So we are intentionally going to be going around the stitch and single crocheting. And I like to do them like, I'll go around this double crochet and then I'll go into this space right here, which is like the base of this double crochet, and I'll single crochet, and then I'll go around, and then I'll go, you can kind of see it, it's like this little spot right here. If you have a different way that you like to do it that's more comfortable for you, absolutely go ahead. This is just how I prefer. And we're gonna do this until we get to the middle, and then we're gonna single crochet 2 together, and I'll show you how to do that when we get there. Okay, so we've made it to the middle, and how we're gonna do this, we're gonna single crochet 1, and then we're gonna start another single crochet, but instead of finishing it, we're going to have these 2 loops on our hook, and then we're gonna go in across, and I'm crocheting over my end because I'm lazy and I don't want to sew it in later. We're gonna go across and then yarn over, pull through, and then we'll have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3, and that's how you do a single crochet 2 together. So that just keeps our project from getting kind of wonky on the bottom or adding too many stitches and then distorting the shape. And then I am just gonna continue crocheting across the bottom, same thing until I get to the end. And I'd encourage you, if you're like a super beginner and I'm still like, this is too fast for you, go ahead and slow the video down. Like, this is your time. Feel free to take as long as you need to get comfortable with how this works up. Okay, here we are, last stitch. This is a chain 3, so single crochet around it, and then same as the other side, we're gonna chain 51 technically, and then we'll work our single crochets back, and we'll sew it in, fasten off, and we'll be done. And I've noticed, this is just a little tidbit, that I can like hold wherever I'm starting the chain from and go for about as long as like the length of my finger, because then after that it gets a little bit hard and I can't keep the tension the same way. If that was confusing, just ignore what I'm saying, but you see what I mean? Like, I can get to like here and then I need to readjust. Again, I think that was 50. I know I was close. Anyways, 51, going back, single crochet. Whoops. Oh, geez, Mads. Okay. Okay, we're back at the end, and this is the last step. So we just need to attach it, and all we're gonna do is go back into this chain 1 space, and then we're gonna do like a slip stitch, and then I'll come over, yarn over, pull through, pull up a loop. Oh, I'm looking at this through my camera. My depth perception was not on point. Okay, perfect. And now we take our tapestry needle, thread it through, and I'll usually just go through I'll go through the loops of the single crochet. It doesn't really matter how you do it. Again, if there is another way you would like to sew in your ends, be my guest. Perfect. And then give her a little snipperoo. I'm gonna do the same thing for the one in the middle. Just a little bit left. And our bandana is complete. Like I think I said this before, maybe not. I named it Lazy Sunday because you can just work this up so quick once you get the hang of it. It is literally Sunday as I'm filming this. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed the content, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and ring the notification bell so that you never miss a video. While you're at it, subscribe to my new crochet newsletter, Yay Crochet. Every week I do a roundup of the best project ideas, tips and techniques that your grandma wishes she had, featured fibers, product recommendations that are gonna make your life way better, and the freshest of memes. Guys, if it has anything to do with crochet, it will be in Yay Crochet. So go ahead and head to this link to subscribe today, and I'll see you in the next video.